James, while your teammates have had a week of hard training getting ready for this game, you've been away on international duty. The result perhaps not what you would have wanted, but how was the experience?
Yeah, obviously you're playing under 21s, and probably when you're fit between the age of 15s and 19s, you can probably get away with it. But when you take the step up to 21s, you're playing against men, and clubs are buying players for millions of pounds. There's a few players I think their team added up to like £7 million who they've been bought for, and obviously you're playing against the top class players and the best players in Europe.
What do you take from it as an individual playing against that kind of standard of player?
Obviously they're a bit quicker, they're a bit fitter, they read the game better. It's just a good experience to play against. Like I said, the best players in Europe really, and obviously it's just a good experience. I've been involved in the international setup from a young age, so now when we're playing teams like Denmark and the Spain, you sort of expect what to expect really.
You played on Wednesday afternoon. You were straight back into training with your club mates. Has it just been a case of straight back into the swing of things?
Yeah, after the Portsmouth game, I had to fly on the Sunday morning, trained on the Sunday afternoon, double days Monday, Tuesday, and then obviously played on the Wednesday, and then the gaffer Steve O'Lodge, he wanted me back in training Thursday morning, so it was just a case of getting the next flight after the game.
You mentioned the Portsmouth game, first point on the board for the season. Has that made a difference to the players, kind of monkey off your back and off the mark?
Oh yeah, obviously, it's early days, but you don't want a big zero next to your name, do you? So it's nice to get a point, but obviously we need to get the first win on now.
Lots of hard work going in on the training field this week ahead of a trip to Bury. They have that no points on the board at the moment. They'll be ultra keen to try and get off the mark, won't they?
Yeah, it could go either way. They'll either be nervous, the fans will probably be getting on their backs because they haven't got a point on the board. Sorry, but I think if we apply ourselves and play how we can, I think there's no question that we'll get 3 points.
Obviously, after the Middlesbrough game and to an extent the Portsmouth one, has that helped, that little two-match unbeaten streak, help the lads' confidence?
Oh yeah, obviously we've come from behind against Middlesbrough, come from behind against Portsmouth, and it just shows the character of the lads. And I think if we apply ourselves and just do what we have been in training, take the form from Portsmouth and Middlesbrough, I think we'll get 3 points. And obviously it's a bit of bragging rights for the fans, as it buries a bit of a local rivalry.
How soon do you start taking notice of points tallies and league tables and stuff? Because at this stage it seems really crazy to look at 2 games gone, you're in such a position.
I think if you look at last year, we were top of the league after 2 games, and then we went through a sticky patch. But I think after between 5 and 10 games, I think you can sort of look at who's got more, look at the table and think, they'll struggle, they'll be pushing, they'll be midway. I think after between 5 and 10 games, that's when you'll start to make the table out.
And obviously 3 games gone, not wholesale changes. The manager's brought a few in, signed a lot up from last season. Has that helped you hit the ground running and get going and start with this decent run?
Oh yeah, when you know players, it's easy. What they're going to do when they get the ball. If they can deal with it in certain areas, how they prefer the ball. It's it does help when it's similar faces, but obviously you need new faces as well. All the signings, have been made a massive impact, and I'm sure they'll make a massive impact as the season goes on.